1 million travelers on Friday, a sign that this holiday season, the travel returned to the pre-pandemic levels.
Yeah, health officials continue to urge Americans to get vaccinated, especially if you are planning to travel or gather with family over the holidays.
Here's ABC's Ty Hernandez with the details.
Across the country, the daily number of COVID-19 cases and hospitalizations is on the decline. But some states are still dealing with a surge in cases, including West Virginia, Alaska, and Montana.
We're seeing the most we've ever seen in Helena, and they're younger and they're closer to our age. And it's just getting harder and harder to see all of this illness.
Hospitals in Utah also feeling the strain.
We are still maxed out with COVID right now in our ICU. It's extremely rare that we get a patient that isn't here for COVID.
Just 65% of Americans are now fully vaccinated.
There are some communities that are really well vaccinated and really well protected, and then there are pockets of places that have very little protection. And the virus isn't stupid. It's going to go there.
The White House reporting 7 million doses administered in the past week, the highest weekly total since early July. Health experts say increasing vaccinations could help protect people from the virus as we head into the busy holiday travel season. Children under 12 are not yet eligible for the vaccine, but that could change. Pfizer has requested emergency use authorization of its vaccine for kids between 5 and 11 years old. Ty Hernandez, ABC News, New York.
Now to a story about a show that I just finished myself, Squid Game. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's best described as one of the most popular TV shows on Netflix, but there's one small detail in the show that's been grabbing everyone's attention: a phone number. Apparently, the number belongs to a South Korean dessert shop owner who has received an influx of calls and messages, specifically fans asking to be a part of the Squid Games. Netflix is re-editing the scenes of the series to remove a phone number that was in the show. Now, after watching that show, it was very interesting, a bit gory, which is why it's a bit concerning that people are trying to get in the game.
I have no idea what y'all are talking about, haven't seen a second of it, but I know people my age are still calling 867-5309. If you're younger than me, go Google it.
Oh my gosh. Katie, what's going on with it, girl?
Oh man, my husband watched the whole Squid. While he was watching that, I was watching Seinfeld.
You need to watch Squid Game too.
I don't see. I can't.
She doesn't like the gory stuff.
No.
She likes Halloween, but
I like
not the spooky
ghosts.
gory
Well,
stuff.
that's understandable.
But yeah.
You know blood.
No thanks. Spooky season, yes, hasn't felt a whole lot like spooky season. It has been very warm this week, but pleasant because of low humidity and cats out the bag. That will be changing by tomorrow. Before we look ahead, let's look back at today's time lapse. We had some morning clouds. They were around briefly. We will have a longer period of those low morning clouds tomorrow. 76 at the airport. Our dew point number, low 60s. That's still pretty good, but that number will be a good bit higher by this time tomorrow night. It's 79 in Carrizo Springs, low 80s out in Del Rio, 73 in Gonzales. And here are the numbers that have been really key for us this week. They've been on the lower side, but they are starting to climb, and even down a little bit closer to the water. Our dew point numbers are in the upper 60s, low 70s. Meanwhile, out in the hill country, Valverde County, still some slightly drier air in place with dew points in the mid 50s. So here's what happens overnight. You're going to see this dark green color indicating really muggy air surge in from the Gulf of Mexico, and then even through tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, it stays put. So sometimes we can get drier air to mix in the afternoons, and that helps us out a bit with the humidity. But this air mass that will be settling in tomorrow will be humid from start to finish, and we're going to see very humid conditions over the next week or so. So here's the overall weather setup. Tonight into tomorrow, really humid air moves in, not just here in our part of the state, but across a good portion of Texas. Meanwhile, a storm system, a low pressure system, and a cold front will be moving in from the Rockies. This will be moving into the Panhandle tomorrow afternoon. And by late tomorrow night, it is expected to bring some severe weather to portions of far north Texas and into Oklahoma, up closer to the center of that low pressure system. For us, we'll be on the tail end of things. So we're really just looking at some isolated thunder showers, very very late tomorrow night. But nonetheless, I do think we could have some rumbles of thunder out there late tomorrow night into the early morning hours of Monday. So by 10 o'clock tomorrow night, this time tomorrow night, there could be a broken line of showers and storms moving through parts of the hill country. By midnight, getting into Monday morning, that broken line will likely be approaching the I-35 corridor, affecting San Antonio and Bexar County sometime after midnight, let's say between midnight and 3 a.m. As this broken line of rain makes progress off to the east, generally speaking, it will fall apart. But nonetheless, even our easternmost and some coastal counties could maybe see some light shower activity through very early Monday morning. By the time you're getting out on the roads Monday, most rain will be cleared out and down to the southeast. And then we should pull off a decent day Monday. So the rain window tomorrow night will be very small. And by the time you get out on the roads Monday morning, things will be just fine. Severe weather risk for a portion of our area, generally north of Highway 90, is a 1 on a 1 to 5 scale. This means there could be just 1 or 2 strong to severe storms, with the concerns being some hail, maybe up to the size of quarters, and some strong wind gusts. That's going to be very isolated instances. Meanwhile, 3 on a 1 to 5 scale concern for severe weather up closer to the Red River into portions of Oklahoma. So we're far removed from that bigger threat for severe storms late tomorrow night. So we'll try to squeeze out a little thunder shower late tomorrow. As we get into Tuesday, morning clouds are back. Maybe some morning isolated showers and some isolated rain possible Tuesday. Then we get to Wednesday. Yet another front is moving in from the west. This is going to pair with some moisture streaming in from the southwest, and this will start 3 days of scattered rain chances next week. So as we get to Wednesday, that's when we'll really start to see our rain chances become a bit more favorable, with some heavy rain possible Wednesday through Friday next week. Part of the reason why we could see some periods of heavy rain next week actually has to do with this potential tropical system in the eastern Pacific Ocean. We're going to talk more about this next half hour and how it could play into our forecast for next week. It's actually pretty interesting. And I'm going to show you a totally different list of hurricane names for the eastern Pacific basin. So we'll talk about that next half hour. In the meantime, your Sunday feeling muggy again, high around 92, and that late night chance of a shower or storm with better rain chances by the middle of next week. And there's that front into next weekend. That could be a doozy, guys.
Yes. Thank you so much, Katie.
All right, Larry, UTSA trying to preserve its perfect record this season gets a big test today. Did they pass it?
They did pass it, and I'll tell you what, Western Kentucky's head volleyball coach guaranteed in a tweet that the Hilltoppers will win this game.
Never good.
Yeah, right now that coach certainly is eating those words. UTSA football put on an offensive show at Western Kentucky. They are now 6-0. UTSA is for the first time in program history. And in BGC tonight, number 11 Edison was in action. We got it coming up. UTSA at Western Kentucky, and the Roadrunners are going for their first 6-0 start in program history. First quarter, they got off to a great start. Frank Harris throws the ball to DeCorian Clark, who leaps up and catches the ball over the shoulder DB. 30-yard touchdown, and the Roadrunners led 7-0 after 3 offensive snaps. Next drive for the Birds, up 7-3. Harris to Tyke Ogle. Kellogg in nearly the same spot, 15-yard touchdown, and the Birds lead 14-3. He got both feet down like they do in the NFL. Second quarter, Roadrunners down 17-14. They go trick play. Harris plays throwback screen to Joshua Cephas, and he throws it back to Harris, who scoots down the far sideline, 23 yards, and UTSA regains the lead 21-17. Less than a minute left in the first half. Harris finds a wide open tight end, Oscar Cardenas, for his first touchdown this season, 28-24 UTSA, which was your halftime score. Third quarter, UTSA playing from behind. Harris throws 18 yards to Clark for his second touchdown. It was similar to the first connection, and it's now 35-31 road team. Some 4 minutes later, they extend their lead. Harris rolling out on 4th and 2, and this time he finds Joshua Cephas, and the Birds lead the Hilltoppers 42-31. Fourth quarter now, it's a 2-point game. It's the Harris and Clark show again. Harris drops one in the bucket, 43 yards, and the Birds are putting on a show, 52-43. Less than a minute left in the game. Hilltoppers threatening to score, but linebacker Clarence Hicks dives for a game-sealing interception. I mean, wow. UTSA wins the game 52-46 and improving to 6-0 for the first time in program history. Frank Harris had 349 yards passing, 6 touchdowns, and 1 receiving touchdown as well. Texas State football hosting South Alabama early first quarter. Brady McBride play action, and he goes over the top to Javen Banks. Perfect toss and catch, 57 yards to the house, 7-0 Texas State. This game would go to overtime, and the Bobcats survive in 4 OTs, 33-31. The undefeated Trinity Tigers returning home to take on Center College from Kentucky. Tigers up 7-0 and on the move again late in the first. Quarterback Tucker Horn slings it to Austin Burtness for the 16-yard touchdown. That makes it 14-0 Trinity. Then midway through the second, Horn strikes again on 4th and 8. He dials up the deep ball to B.J. Stewart, and he's got it for the 34-yard score. Horn accounts for 4 touchdowns on the day, and Trinity stays undefeated 27-7. The Reagan Rattlers looking to stay undefeated in District 28 6A, taking on Churchill at Heroes Stadium. Rattlers up 10-0 early in the second quarter, but starting this drive on the 1-yard line, facing 3rd and 12 on the 2. The handoff is fumbled in the end zone, but quarterback Lance Lorenz picks it up and powers forward for 14 yards and a first down. Later in the drive, this time on 3rd and 5, Lorenz hits junior tight end Andrew Ermis for a gain of 13 yards, and Reagan is across midfield. 2 plays later, Lorenz takes the top off the defense with a perfect 32-yard touchdown strike to Luke Sasser. That caps a 99-yard drive to give the Rattlers a 17-0 lead at halftime, and they win it 27-0. The Holmes band is rocking at Ferris Stadium. Huskies taking on Marshall. Opening drive of the game, Rams march right down the field, 3rd and goal to 8. Jack Kaliski finds Trevion Butler in the end zone for an 8-yard score, and it's 7-0 Marshall. Second quarter now, Rams up 10-0 and adding to the lead. This time Kaliski hits a Butler downfield. He gets away from a pair of defenders, and he's gone 67 yards to the house for a 16-0 lead. And the final from Ferris, Marshall takes it 26-16. Here come the 11th ranked Edison Golden Bears taking on Kennedy at the rock pile. The Rockets get on the board first. Inside handoff goes to Alfredo Romero, and he rumbles all the way to the end zone for a 10-yard score. It's 6-0 Kennedy. Second quarter, Edison responds. Quarterback Roger Lopez buying time and corks a deep ball for Alexis Calderon, and he hauls it in for a gain of 32 yards. Lopez caps off the drive with an 8-yard quarterback keeper for a 9-6 lead, but the Kennedy Rockets come back to surprise them to win the game 28-25. And later in sports, Oklahoma pulled off the largest comeback in the history of the Red River Showdown. Guys?
Thank you, Larry.
We'll be back. A developing story out of Plantersville that's north of Houston. A 3-year-old, Christopher Ramirez, vanished without a trace on Wednesday.
Yeah, and after a 4-day search, he was finally found. Here's a timeline of when his parents knew he was gone and how authorities were finally able to find him.
It was a joyous end to the search for 3-year-old Christopher Ramirez. Authorities reporting Saturday afternoon the little boy was found alive but dehydrated by a landowner 4 days after he got lost. Officials say he was quickly reunited with his mother after being found. The search for Ramirez began Wednesday afternoon north of Houston after he chased a neighbor's dog into the woods. The dog returned, but the little boy did not. His distraught mother pleaded for help to bring her son home. Authorities searching several bodies of water and even drained one pond that was an area of concern. Multiple agencies, including the FBI, were all involved in the search.
Our evidence response team is out here doing searches high and low, between the trees, everywhere.
While it's still not clear where that little boy spent the past few days or even how he survived this long by himself, it was a happy ending to a desperate search for this little 3-year-old boy.
And little Christopher was taken to an area hospital as a precaution. There he was treated for dehydration symptoms.
As the cleanup intensifies following that oil spill in Southern California, the investigation into the disaster is widening. Investigators now saying displacement of the pipeline that caused thousands of gallons of crude oil to spill into the Pacific Ocean may have happened much earlier. While the exact number is not known, officials estimate at least 24,000 gallons leaked into the ocean from a 13-inch split found in the section of the pipeline several miles offshore owned by Amplify Energy. Meanwhile, that oil slick is moving south. Tar balls that county officials say are linked to the spill are washing up on San Diego's beaches.
If these tar balls are tied back to the oil spill in Orange County, at that point, as a county, we would declare a local state of emergency to better be able to access state and federal funds.
In Orange County, residents and visitors are being asked to avoid the ocean water as officials focus on cleaning up. This weekend, nearly 1,500 people were expected to join the effort.
More disturbing behavior on airplanes. An American Airlines passenger is in police custody after officials say he was exhibiting, quote, suspicious and erratic behavior. Other passengers had to be deplaned as a result. One of those passengers taking this video, she says she heard that someone on board made some type of bomb threat. In total, 76 passengers on flight 4817 were forced to get off that plane onto the tarmac. Republic Airways, which operates the commuter airline, says the passenger involved in the incident has been taken into custody. The FAA is emphasizing that all of the passengers and 6 crew members are safe. Meanwhile, lava continues to flow through parts of Spain. Take a look at this video from an industrial park in La Palma. Officials there say the lava flow covers around 1,100 acres now. So far, around 6,000 people have been evacuated from several areas, and more than 1,000 buildings have been destroyed by that lava. And multiple earthquakes were registered yesterday. That volcano has been active since September 19th.
The pandemic is affecting every industry, including global shipping. As a result, retailers are expecting to face challenges to have items in stock before the busy holiday shopping season. Major retailers like Walmart, Target, Home Depot are spending big bucks, up to 200% more than before the pandemic, to charter their own ships. They hope this will increase the chances of getting goods in time for the important holiday season. But even those chartered ships must still use the same ports. Even when these ships are able to dock, there is a shortage of port workers and truckers. Experts say every stage of the international assembly line is breaking down in its own unique way.
In case you missed it, a new episode of KSAT Explains dropped this week, and the Explains team focused on the ongoing fight to save a historic public housing complex in the heart of the West Side. The roots of the Alazan Courts run deep. They are now the oldest standing public housing development in the nation. KSAT 12 producer Adrian Ortega steps into the breakdown booth to tell us more about what you can expect from this episode.
So a lot of people are moving to San Antonio. But what about the people that already live here? There's some that are homeless. They don't have enough money to find a place to live, and that's where public housing comes into play. So just west of downtown, there's the Alazan Courts. And for the people that live there, one guy, Ernest, that we spoke with, he was very adamant that the Alazan Courts saved him from living on the streets. When asked what he thought about the possibility of demolition, he just answered honestly. He pretty much said he wouldn't mind going back on the streets, but it wouldn't bother him. It would more so bother the city. It would be another person they'd have to deal with. Saha has already told us that they have a waiting list of about 50,000 people. It's why Alazan needs to stay as a public housing complex, not only because it's the oldest public housing complex that holds historic value, but it's keeping those people off the streets. It's helping 501 families. You can watch this episode right now. KSAT Explains Los Courts on KSAT.com.
Still ahead on the Nightbeat, the Chalk It Up Festival brought out big crowds of families and artists today. We found out what makes this annual event so special.